I've heard several things said about MOWAA, Royal Museum, and it's really unfortunate that people who should know better are the ones driving this. What I see today is a combination of hatred, envy, particularly from my predecessor in office, and almost ignorance and incapacity from my successor. Otherwise, it is this whole thing about MOWAA is totally unnecessary. Unnecessary. Something that should give us pride is now something of shame to us. When we came in 2017 as part of our 6-point agenda, and go and look at those documents, right? We talked about institutional reforms. We talked about social and economic development. We talked about protecting our environment. We talked about infrastructure. And we are the only people I can remember who saw culture as a strategic plan for economic development. So from day one, our government saw that we had a unique advantage that we could sell as Edo people, which is our culture. And from that time, we did everything. We had a plan, a strategic plan on how to now make Edo recognized as the cultural hub of West Africa. That is why in 2017, after I got into office, and we just saw, it's very sad what is going on now. Because the palace, the Obazee had a foresight to set up a team that started negotiating, talking about the return of our artifacts. For more than 25 years before I got into office, these conversations were going on. And when I became governor, I asked, why are we not making the progress we're making? The federal government and the palace were the ones at that time. And I said, no, the state government wants to be involved because Abuja is very far away. And the palace, with all due respect, is not a government. They don't have that. So let us come in and intervene between the palace and the federal government in these conversations. And we joined. We joined the Benin Dialogue Group, which was a group of curators, curators in Europe who are holding, Benin artifacts. So between 2017 and 2019, we attended the meetings, tried to understand what the issues were, and we started addressing their concerns. I remember specifically in October 2018, I attended in Lisbon a meeting of the Benin Dialogue Group. We, members of the National Museum and Monuments, and representatives of the Palace of the Benin, led by Professor Gregory Akenzwa. And at that meeting, I told them that, okay, fine, if you're concerned about returning these works, how can we address those concerns? Oh, what is concern number one? The works are very fragile. They have, we don't want, we're careful. We don't know how you handle them. We said, no problem. We will work with you to build facilities at home. To preserve and manage this project the same way you have been managing these objects. Oh, okay, who do we return them to when we come? I said, there's a government. When you took this project, when you stole this artifact, there was no Nigeria at that time. Now you have Nigeria. So you just with the Nigerian government. So at no point in time did the Edo state government say they wanted artifacts, or I said no. It was also facilitate the process so that we can get some of these items back and then use them to attract people to our state, to say we have something unique which the world recognizes. So in 2019, and then after that meeting, I said, look, we cannot be discussing these objects in Europe all the time. All of you come to Benin. And by the time you come, we will got ourselves together. We will please get ready so that you can see how you can cooperate with us. I came back, I reported the meeting to Father Monoba Nedo, and I explained what was going on. And he said, in 2019, the curators all came to Benin. They met in Benin, and we showed them the plans, and they gave us ideas on what we should do. Unfortunately, 2020, there was COVID. Thank God, COVID, the Black Lives Matter movement that happened during COVID. By 2021, there was this whole mass movement about, things affecting Black people globally. So that encouraged and supported our call for the return of those works. As part of our strategy, we said, look, we have to first create the enabling environment to support art and culture. And you can see what we did. If it's a Waipo Creative Hub, was it not abandoned warehouses of Observer? What did we do with it?
Transformed it.
The Oba Council Cultural Center was staying idle for years. It had been given to the palace. I said, no, please, let us pay you back and let us bring it so that we can use it to encourage, drama, acting, which it was originally designed for. And I don't know whether you still have it. There's a plan for, the whole cultural district as part of the Benin master plan.
Yes, I have it. Yes, it's on the screen, sir.
Okay, that is the Benin master plan, part of the Benin master plan, the cultural district for the Benin master plan. And if you look at it, right, it was supposed to be a plan that would redefine the city center, right?
Yes.
Redefine the city center. You had the institute with the MOWAA Institute. You have the Rainforest Gallery. You have the 1897 Memorial. You have the National Museum. You have the Royal Museum. All of these have been planned for.
Yes, you mean the Royal Museum is in this plan?
You look at number 2. If you look at it in the legend, number 2 is the Royal Museum. Because Obama at that time told me that he had acquired the land across from the palace, which he wanted to use for that palace, for that museum. And in the 2022 budget, in our annual budget, we put money to support culture. And I said, well, we're going to, just as we've contributed, if you come up with your good plan to work with government on culture, we will support. That's why we supported MOWAA, we support the National Museum, we support, any activity that you promote and boost Edo as a cultural hub. You recall, we introduced the whole idea of the Edo Film Festival.
Yes.
You attracted Nollywood to Edo because as a people, we're very, very creative people. So our culture is just not only about our bronze works, it's about us as a people. And that is what we wanted to show to the world. So with MOWAA, we were able to show foreign institutions, the British Museum, the Berlin Museum, that we had a capacity, the governance arrangement, that if they worked with us, we will be able to build something that approximates to what they have in their country. And they will have no reason not to trust us to bring some of those items back to us. And they were quite excited to support us. So I really do not understand why we have all of this, the crisis. It's totally, totally unnecessary.
Your Excellency, the narrative out there that the plan for MOWAA was originally Benin Royal Museum. That you changed it from Benin Royal Museum to Edo Museum of West Africa at MOWAA. Later, you removed the E. Now, what we have is Museum of West Africa Act. So can you clear this part? Because this is where our people are really getting sentimental. Like you said you were going to build museum for Oba, you not build. You said you want to build Edo Museum, you don't build. Now you can't turn out to private museum that you took what is supposed to be Oba to build for Oba to build a private museum.
Well, first and foremost, I think it is wrong. Very, very wrong. The role of Edo State, the government under my watch, was clear. There are certain things we said we would do, and there's a certain way we did the things we said we would do. Building museum is not a priority for the state government. I cannot take money to build schools, to educate children to go and build museum. What I will do is to use that money, create an environment, and those people who know how to build museums, who can raise money to build museums, I will collaborate with them to build the museums in my place, right? Yes. MOWAA, for instance. MOWAA has raised over how much? 30 million euros. Does Edo State have that kind of money to put in museum? So why would I say I want to go and build a museum? If I have that kind of money, I won't use it to build museums. I'll use it to build schools. I'll use it to build technical colleges. But if someone says, look, I can raise this amount of money, but we want you to show that you are going to support, that you will support this initiative. Give us land. Give us a supportive environment. Put some small counterpart money to show an interest so that tomorrow it will come. It's not only our money that will, as if they knew this kind of thing will happen. We do that. The National Museum, even the federal government this state government, did they not take money to go and support UBTH? Is it not a federal institution? Do they own it? Did they change the name?
No.
I mean, so when people talk like that, it's just nonsense. It's absolute ignorance. At no point in time did we say that. We carried the palace along. And then we say, look, we'll have more say if we have something which represents the federal government, state government, and the palace. They see us as united to, as we're dealing with these Oyibo people. They will see us as one. And they won't have any excuse. And these Oyibo people, they try to play divide and rule. Many of them don't want to return these items. So they will be looking for cracks. And I knew this. That's why I said, look, let's all come together. Let's set up a trust. Let the National Museum be there, Edo State government, and the palace. That's what we started with. We said, palace, please give us a nominee, give us a trustee. Government will put a trustee. National Museum put a trustee. You foreign museums, bring your trustees. That's what we had. I suggested the Crown Prince, gave him a letter. He took it to his father. His father gave him his blessings, and he became a trustee of the trust.
Just please, 1 second, sir. 1 second, sir, because listening to our monarch, the Oba of Benin, he actually lambasted the song, like that.
I don't want to get into that. I'm going somewhere. What I know.
No, I'm going somewhere. And this part is very, very. You need to clear this part. He said you brought a letter. That the song was excited. That you brought a letter. And you actually wanted him to sign the letter so you can have the artifact.
No, it is not true. That is not a correct narrative. Whoever said that is not true, and I'm not sure the monarch would have said that. Because what happened is, you see, we had to set up a non-charitable trust. When you are dealing with foreigners, they're going to be putting money. They want to see transparency. They want to understand. This is donations, but they just want to make sure that they can see through the money they brought in. And say, fine, we will also show them that we are straightforward and open people. So we will join you and set up this trust. And when you set up a trust, you have trustees.
Yes.
Right? It's okay. Federal government Please nominate a trustee, state government, nominate a trustee, palace, nominate a trustee, you foreign donors, nominate trustees. That was, at that point, she wrote, I said, okay, being a young, very intelligent man who, let the crown prince represent everybody, trustee from the palace. And, give him a letter, appoint him as, I gave him a letter suggesting him as trustee. And, there was no objection. There was absolutely no objection to become a trustee, that's all.
Just let's see, at what point did it change from a MOWAA to MOWAA? And why?
As far as I'm concerned, I am not on the trust of the, I'm not a trustee of MOWAA, right? My role as government is to support institutions. What they call it, whether it is MOWAA or something else, what is my business about that? Is it my own? That's their own internal decision.
He said, did MOWAA usurp Benin Royal Museum donation? Do when we go back, yeah, be MOWAA. That is the meaning of this English. Did MOWAA usurp Benin Royal Museum donations?
First and foremost, thank God he's in Australia.
Yes, sir.
If the Australian government or any entity that can, in Australia wants to give money, you mean they will not read? They will not understand the purpose for which they are giving the money? First, I cannot defend MOWAA because I didn't join them to go and raise money. They went out to independently raise money. When they asked the Edo State government for their own contribution for support, we gave them, right? So I cannot defend MOWAA because I didn't go around working with them asking for donations for them. No, they did. But the quality of people who gave them money are not stupid people. The German government, Ford Foundation, Mellon Foundation, these people control billions, so they will not know who they are giving what money to or for what purpose. It doesn't, for me, I know that until I left office, I did not receive one piece of paper. I've never seen a letter-headed paper for the Benin Royal Museum asking for anything. I've not seen a plan for the museum. But in spite of that, we're still ready to support because it's been promoted by our monarch. So if they've sent anything, if they had any requests, if they had any plan, let them share it. And let people see that, truly, they didn't support, something from the palace, and, let them show it. I've not seen it. Maybe it exists somewhere, but I have not seen it. In fact, I've tried to call some members of the Royal Museum Committee to say, show me, give me what you have to use, don't hold meetings. I've not seen anything. So how can you now claim that something that was meant for Royal Museum for the public, we give it to somebody else? Is that possible? How can that happen? How can it happen?
In one of the videos they are circulating, I think it was one of these your end of year Alagodaro, where you promised to support the royal palace to build the museum. Why did you not fulfill that promise?
Well, I didn't. The promise was still outstanding till I left. There was no letter, no request. You don't give somebody, for it's government money. For me to disburse, there has to be a request, right?
Yes.
There has to be a plan. You say, I want to build a museum. This is the design. This is how much it will cost us. This is the contribution we are looking for. There's nothing of the sort. There has been no requests, no design I saw. I won't ask Barrister Ugie, my SSG. I said, call the palace. Where is their request? Okay, even if they don't have, let them send us an account number. Let's send some money to them so that they can have some money to prepare these documents. I made that offer in 2023.
Is the monarch aware of this push? Is the monarch aware of your push?
Just don't take my words from it. Call Barrister Uge and ask him. It was the SSG. Ask him. And if the Accountant General is bold enough, he will confess that it was in my office. I said, what is going on with this? Because you know me, I check on everything, on every project. So at no point, we've never seen a design. If there's a design, they should show. You know, that's what I'm saying. But I can go into the files and show you the designs, I show you the requests, and the update reports that MOWAA used to send to government every quarter.